Hi, folks. I want to tell you what actually happened when I decided to change my health. There's no highlight reel. This is like the whole thing. It's not that exciting either, but stick around. Hello, everyone. It's been a while since I've been over here. When I first started this channel, I think I was in my 30s, like mid 40s. I'm mid 40s now. Mid 30s, I think I was. So I'll go and check the exact date, but I think that's when I started the channel, or at least when I was frequently posting videos. And back then, it was makeup stuff. And so I think a few spiritual things too, but for the most part, it was makeup related stuff. I was doing a couple different makeup brands and I needed a place to post my that was a thing back in the day. Doing makeup videos. I was also still in corporate back then and I was married and had a son. I am still married. I still have my son. He's in his freshman, he just finished his freshman year of college. And I'm no longer in corporate though. I think I did do an upload in 2023 about either the being laid off or something like that, or just talking about the transition. I don't think I went into deep detail, but I did at least acknowledge that. So what's happened since then? Oh, I got locks and stopped wearing wigs. That's one thing. What else is different? We sold our house in April 2024. So uh, we definitely have shifted. Like that was a what? Almost 5,000 square foot, 5 bedroom, 4 bedroom house, 4 bathroom house. And we've shifted all the way down to, I think, under 2,000 square feet. 3 bedroom where we are now. So we've taken a whole, but there was no point in having that much like space when it's just me, Chris, and Aurelius. And he's going to college, which I really need to share how that first semester went because he went to college away from home. And I did not do well with that, but that's another thing for another day. What today is actually about, and what most days will be about, is my current health reset. I am 46, and when we sold our house, prior to that, I was going to the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week. Then when we moved, we weren't close enough to, well, we used to go to LA Fitness. They kept going. Chris and Aurelius kept going to LA Fitness, but when you're a mom and you're trying to grow your business and senior year of high school, and you can think of all the excuses for why, me taking my time to go to the gym for myself was like back burner. And there were different things I did, like I would walk and stuff like that, but I wasn't consistent. So what I noticed happening the past couple of years is my capacity to like just take short walks decrease. Like I couldn't breathe. I was winded. Let's put it like that. I'd be really winded. To get up from this chair, I would feel like I was about to pass out. I had really no, I don't think I had any muscle content. I'm not gonna say I didn't have any muscle content, but like you could just tell like you were weaker and you feel like you're dragging yourself around versus like carrying, like I'm walking. I feel strong. I can hold myself up. Thing. I don't know another way to describe it, but I felt like I was just dragging myself along. And at that same time, Chris and Aurelius are working out the way that they are. People are complimenting Chris, asking him, how does he's 52, by the way, and he looks like he's 30 or 40, right? And I'm like sick of hearing the compliments. I'm proud because I'm like, that's my man and all. But like, all he's doing is being consistent. And he's owns his trucking company. He works really hard. He's busy every day, but he finds a way to get it in. And it's like a, what do you call it? Non-negotiable for him. And I'm at home working. What is my excuse is what I feel in my head. So in like probably March this year, I got a membership to a local fitness place, right? Like right up the street. Cause I was like, okay, right up the street. Um, I should be able to do that. Should be able to just get in the car and go. It's not that far away. But I had got so far behind in what I feel is good for me in terms of how I look in public. I was ashamed. I was ashamed to go in public and work out. And mind you, there are people in so-called worse situations than me that show up every day at the gym, and they do it probably with the same amount of so-called shame that I was having. But I also had like this feeling of like hopelessness. Like I never was like a size 3 or anything like that, and I don't want to be. And there's nothing wrong with being that, but I don't want to be that. I just want to be healthy. I want to be healthy, and I want to be toned, and I want to feel strong, and I don't want to have to catch my breath all the time. So, what I when I got the membership, I was just like, I'm going to take it easy. I went one time and I never went back again. And I had this mindset of like, I'm never going to be able to make a difference, like make a dent in the pile of trash of my health that I've created, right? And I don't know, tell me if that sounds familiar. Like 46 or in your 40s, perimenopausal, really busy, having all the things and feeling like I just can't take time for me. Drop that in the comment if that's you. So when I like I said, I tried that day. I went that once and I never went back again. And one day I was talking to one of my friends, that's also a client, and she was like feeling the same way. We're all in the same age group. And she said, so what if we tried, because we used to intermittent fast together. She was like, well, this is back in May. She said, what if we intermittent fast together again? And I was like, yes, let's do that. Because I remember when I used to do it, it worked really well for me because my body was changing, right? I don't know about y'all. I have one kid, but that one kid, I'm not even going to say it created the fupa. I'm going to say that it contributed to it because it's not like I have had a svelte stomach ever, but I definitely would have not been as ashamed of what I currently have compared to back when I was young, right? So, I used to make the joke that my baby's like a teenager now and I'm still carrying the baby weight. How many of you can identify? All right. So, anyway, she's like, let's do it. So, May 11th this year, started out at 170 pounds. And let me see, 170 pounds. And at that time, I only took like my hip and waist measurement. My waist was 36 and my hips were 43. And last time I took measurements, which was, oh, actually on the 22nd, so on Monday, I did weigh in at 165 on Monday, but it's weird because today I'm weighing in at 164.2, but I'm averaging between 163 and 164 lately. But in terms of my waist, I've lost an inch, and my hips, oh my God, I've lost 3 inches. So my hips are at 40 now. Oh, wow. Well, y'all just learned with me. So basically, I've lost about what, average 5 to 6 pounds and about an inch on my waist and 3 inches on my hips. And these videos, people, are not going to be workout videos. They're just going to be me sharing how I've gotten to this point that I'm at now, and then just bringing you along with me on the rest of the way of the journey because my goal is to share the realistic life of most women nowadays. We are not all in this all made up, all pretty situation. Life is not perfect, but we still have to keep ourselves healthy somehow. And it looks different for different people. So, like I said, we started the intermittent fasting together. And basically, on average, I do about 14 to 16 hours a day. And that's even on weekends. At first, I was like, I'm only going to do this on Monday through Friday, though. I can't guarantee what happens on weekends. And I end up being doing well on weekends too. So, uh, but you don't have to do that. You got to start with what works for you. For me, I knew that worked, and it's cheap. It's free. It's free to intermittent fast, right? So that, and then in the same week, one of my other friends and clients, she was like, "Let's do a squat challenge together," because we were just talking about our inactivity and how we're always seated, right? So I was like, let's do that. So she said, well, what we're going to do is start with 40 a day and we'll work our way up each week. So we started with 40 and then the next week 60, the next week 80 to where by about what, 3 weeks ago, we were at 110. And the reason why I believe I was able to so far keep up with that is because I picked two things and they weren't pretty things, but they were consistent. And I decided to document it because, well, I'm documenting it now, like I said, because one, I want to stay on track, and two, because I want you to be able to see or start thinking about what's possible for you. I had no idea that I would eventually, I didn't know that this was going to work. And when I say work, I've told you the numbers that have changed, right? But like yesterday when I did my workout, and we'll talk about those things as we go along, I didn't realize I made it to 45 minutes. I wasn't even thinking about it. But I did. And I progressed from only doing said squats to actually having a full out workout now, is my point. And it started with just two habits consistently, right? And that is just barely over 30 days ago. And like I said, I've already told you what I've experienced from body changes, right? And me being able to like walk into a store and not feel winded walking, me being able to feel like I can hold myself up straight, right? In a decent posture. I didn't start this journey, like I told you, to become a fitness influencer or anything like that. I just wanted to start feeling like myself again. And you will be surprised, especially when your goal is not perfection, when your goal is just to finish what you start and keep up with it. I think that something about just that alone, like keeping up with the process on a consistent basis, will make you feel better about life. And when you start feeling better, that's what actually creates the motivation to keep going. When I first started this, like I told you, I felt like there was no hope. I felt depleted. I felt like there's like no way that I can start feeling healthy again, seeing some body changes or results or anything. And now, fast forward, I'm like, I don't want to stop, like for any reason, because of how good I feel. When people say that I just don't feel motivated, you don't feel motivated because you're not doing anything. What creates more motivation is doing the thing. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to go big. I think that's the thing that we have a misconception of, like, we have to go big. You don't have to go big. You start super small and have an accountability of some sort, like a real human being, not just an app. If you want to post on your social media, hey, join me or something like that for public accountability, like that gives you like 95, I think, percent greater chance of success. Having an accountability partner, make sure you have somebody. And like for me, my accountability is spread between two people for two different things. So it's like not only are you the not only am I doing these things with these people, but I'm helping them too, right? And I think that's the beauty of accountability as well, is that it's a reciprocal thing. So if you take anything from today for the moment, welcome to my journey, for starters. Uh, Welcome back to my channel. And I hope that what I talked about today helps you feel like you can also bring change into your life. It's been what, 40 something days, and before these things became normal parts of what I do every day. In my mind, I didn't think two small things can compound into more things, and my days change to what they are now, and my everything starts changing. I am by no means like, I'm not in this super shape yet. I'm still working on things, but I'm definitely further along in this 40 something days than I was when I started. So I encourage you today to just start. If you're really serious about starting your own journey, I would like for you to put in the comments the one thing or two that you can commit to doing every day for the next 30 days. And if you need an accountability partner, put it in the comments. Maybe we can start helping each other out. But if you have one, tag your accountability partner. But I want you to start today. Start with something small. Again, I started with intermittent fasting and so many squats per day. And like I said, as we keep going, I'll tell you the things I've done. But that led to what I say 4 to 5 pounds or 4 to 6 pounds average weight loss, and about an inch to 3 inches of change for me so far. So I'm not stopping. I'll be here sharing more about my journey. Hope I didn't bore you to death. But I just wanted to we'll be back over here sharing more things. Until then, remember, done is better than perfect. And I'll see you again soon.